Donald Trump is in talks with the January 6th Select Committee about his testimony, about a possible under oath testimony, so he can get questioned about his actions in the lead up to January 6th, on January 6th, and all of those things. So he has been subpoenaed, right? We know that. Which means a regular person would just have to go. Otherwise, you can get charged with contempt of Congress. Now, it's hard to just accept that that'll actually happen, because we see so often people in power, those at the top, don't get held to the same legal standards as you or I would. So I thought there's going to be some way that Trump can maneuver his way or stall his way out of actually having to testify. But it does seem like his lawyers and the January 6th Select Committee are in some sort of discussion. So there's some cooperation, at least in the idea of it. And I do think that if Donald Trump ended up testifying, that could be pretty devastating for him. Because again, he would be under oath, or he should be. And if he is, there's a chance that he lies under oath and could be, this would be crazy. I don't think it would end up happening, but charged with perjury. So with that being said, let's read a little bit. The House Select Committee investigating the January 6, 2021 insurrection is, quote, in discussions with former President Donald Trump's attorneys about testifying under oath in the probe. Republican Representative Liz Cheney of Wyoming, the vice chairwoman of the panel, said Tuesday. Trump faces a Friday deadline to respond to the committee's subpoena for documents and a November 14th deadline for testimony. Cheney said during an event about the threat of political violence in Cleveland, Ohio, that the former president, quote, has an obligation to comply, but the panel has not yet made determinations about the format of his potential testimony. Quote, it'll be done under oath. It'll be done potentially over multiple days, Cheney said, adding that this is not a situation where the committee finds itself at the, quote, mercy of Donald Trump. So that's alluding to reporting we've seen that behind the scenes, Trump maybe is considering it, but he would only do it if it's live on television, which is something I don't know, honestly, whether or not that would be beneficial. It could be, in one sense, to have his lies exposed in front of the American people, but it could also just be a chance for him to shout over everyone and make a fool of himself, but not really get anywhere, not really get any questions answered. But if he is going to go in and just plead the fifth over and over, I think that could be good to get captured on television. So we'll see. But that's what she means by, we're not at the mercy of Donald Trump. If he makes a demand, I'll only do this if, well, he can't really make that demand because they subpoenaed him. So a little bit more here. CNN previously reported that Trump's lawyers had accepted service of the committee's subpoena, but Cheney's comments are the first indication that discussion between the two sides have begun. CNN is reaching out to Trump's legal team on Cheney's comments. Tuesday, the panel subpoenaed Trump on October 21st, seeking a wide array of documents and for Trump to sit for an interview under oath, beginning on November 14th and continuing on subsequent days as necessary. A letter from the committee that accompanied the subpoena painted Trump as the central figure in the multi-step plan to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. Yes. Okay, we know that. Had to fly through that. So, very fascinating. We will see what ends up happening. To end this segment for you, this is completely random but silly. There's this new Daily Wire, I guess, documentary coming out, and this is the trailer for it. It's about a sit down with Trump, a dinner with Trump of all these former staffers who are just going to kiss his booty the entire time. Take a look.
I think there were a lot of different things that President Trump did for the country that will be long remembered, making America energy independent and putting pressure on other countries to step up.
He said some crazy stuff during the campaign. I thought there's no way in hell this guy's going to be president of the United States.
People did not know what to expect because remember, you're the first president in U.S. history to have zero political experience.
Serve, protect, and defend.
An American energy that's helping make our economy the envy of the world.
President Trump represented an existential threat to the corrupt political class.
This is the moment. This is a major turning point moment.
Why do you keep calling this the Chinese virus?
It comes from China.
These are acts of domestic terror.
It was the most consequential presidency.
Stay loose, be cool, watch what's going to happen.
So strange. That's why I guess people use the term, cult so often, is you just wouldn't see stuff like that in Democratic circles, in left-wing spaces. Like, let's do a film where we all sit around a table and talk about how amazing you are with you here. It's just a little bit icky and strange, but that's that to end this actually pretty significant story that we were covering. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before any of the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus get access to an extra full show every Saturday that only members can see, you can do so by going to patreon.com/Luke Beasley. That's patreon.com/Luke Beasley, and there is a link in the description.